Welcome to a bonus episode of the Savvy Shopkeeper Retail Podcast. I'm your host, Kathy Cruz. I'm incredibly excited to announce that tickets to the first Savvy Shopkeeper virtual conference are live today. And when I say today, I'm referring to April 5th, 2023. You might be listening to this months later, especially if you go back and binge some of my episodes. Now, I'm going to talk about the conference in today's bonus episode. However, if you know you're ready to grab a ticket, go to savvyshopkeeper.com/virtual conference. If you've been listening to this podcast for some time, you know that I hosted an in-person retreat in 2021 and another one in 2022. Both were incredible experiences for me, definitely, and hopefully for everyone that attended. Each time I hosted an in-person retreat, I had store owners asking if I would sell virtual tickets to those events. And of course, the thought did cross my mind, but I decided to focus on one audience at a time, and that was the people who attended in person. However, I saw that the lessons I taught at both of those retreats made an impact on the store owners who attended. Well, I decided I would not be hosting an in-person retreat this year, but we will be returning to Fruchthaven Farm in May of 2024. I love the idea of a spring-themed retreat. It feels so refreshing to me, and it'll be nice to host this retreat well before the craziness of Q4. So that means without the planning process of an in-person retreat on my agenda this year, I realized that I could take the presentations from the past 2 years and create a value-packed virtual conference this year. So in the past, if you had FOMO because you were missing out on the in-person retreat, whether it was a scheduling conflict, travel issues, or maybe you're in another country, if any of those posed a problem for attending in-person events, this is your opportunity to connect with many like-minded store owners in a virtual setting. And yes, we will all be on video. I should say if you so choose, but I will highly encourage all of you to be prepared for this because this is what makes a virtual event feel more real and intimate. To prepare for the virtual conference, I hired a new team member late last year, and we started planning in December. Yes, December. So we've been working on this virtual conference for well over 4 months. You might be wondering why. Well, I want to ensure that this virtual conference is quality and that it's special, that it feels special to all of you, that it really pours into store owners and provides value with no fluff. That's incredibly important. We will have breaks, of course, to give your brains a breather and to give me a break. And we'll have a couple of breakout sessions so you can go into smaller groups and chat with each other. I'll do some fun giveaways, of course. I love to give things away. And of course, I'll be doing a lot of teaching. I won't be doing this alone either. I'm going to have a virtual team, or I should say, I'm going to have a team of people supporting this event. And most interesting is I have a team member traveling here to the Cleveland, Ohio area, and she will be in my home supporting me and supporting all of you over those 2 days. So this means I had to get really clear on how I could teach 2 years worth of presentations in 2 days. We have also prepared lots of communication, particularly email communication, so you know what's next. You know how to prepare for this. There's nothing that drives me more crazy than when I sign up for a virtual event and the host has done almost nothing to communicate with me or prepare me for that event. I shouldn't have to ask where to find information. I shouldn't have to ask when will I get the Zoom link because it's the day before and I still don't have anything. Or where do I need to go for certain pieces of information? I shouldn't receive event information in the mail after the event. I'm hosting this in a Zoom meeting so that you can see me and we can all see each other. This isn't webinar style where you can only see me. Yes, like I mentioned a little bit ago, video is optional, but I will encourage you to get ready that morning for the day and show up, like really show up. It's much more fun, engaging, and it keeps you from multitasking. I should say, if you're on video, it can keep you from multitasking because I see you multitaskers. I'm a multitasker too, but I have a story about that in a second. So, all joking aside, I'm criticizing the multitaskers, but again, I'm talking about myself. I want you to feel the energy of the room because a room full of like minded store owners is incredibly impactful. So, back to the multitasking bit. And I talked about this in previous episodes, but I recently made the mistake of thinking I could multitask. That included running errands, as ridiculous as it was, while I attended a 2-day virtual conference. And it was such a disservice to myself, and I don't want anyone to do that. It wasn't enjoyable for me. If anything, it was stressful because there were some sessions I really was trying to pay attention and I couldn't take notes because I was just listening in the car. It was not enjoyable. I want you to be able to focus. You want to be able to focus. We have really tried to think of all the details. Will we be perfect at this? No, definitely not. I imagine there might be a mistake or two, but trust me when I say we have worked hard on this. I'm merging some of the retreat presentations to make them simple, to simplify some of the concepts. I'm improving other presentations because every time I teach, whether it's in Master Shopkeepers or whether it's in a program I offer or whether it's at another organization's conference, I've been doing a lot of that lately, traveling a lot across the nation to speak. But every time I do that, I learn about all of you and your needs even more. If you grab the early bird ticket, which is what's available now, and you live in the US, you'll get a fun virtual conference kit mailed to you. So enough about the planning. You get the picture. Let's talk about why this will be helpful to store owners. In one of my Savvy Shopkeeper surveys a couple years ago, I learned that many of you want your businesses to grow, that you want to learn strategies for this. However, when I say strategies, many store owners don't realize that strategizing includes setting up good foundational systems to set yourself up for growth success. We want to just skip to the good stuff. We want to just skip to the point where we're making a lot of revenue and we're getting a ton of foot traffic. And yes, that is important too. But I see too many retail businesses flop because they skip building a solid foundation. Even if you've been open for years, you can still work on your foundation. Trust me, I've had to do it myself. I know what it's like to skip some of those foundational strategies. Anyhow, if you're like me, content is important when you purchase a ticket like this. And some of you have been asking me this exact question. When I book an event ticket, I want to know that the event is going to give me information I need or want in order to make my life and business better. I get it. So let me share about the presentations I'll be teaching during the virtual conference, and then I'll talk about the ticket options. So there are 6 presentations I'll be teaching, 3 on Sunday, May 21st, and 3 on Monday, May 22nd. This all kicks off at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time each day. And the reason I did that is we have a lot of West Coast shopkeepers that I don't want to torture with a 5 or 6 a.m. start time. So we're kicking this off at 11 a.m. and ending the day at 6 p.m. I have a very clear agenda and itinerary, so you're not wondering, when are we going to start? When are we going to finish? When can I maybe, if you are taking care of your kids that day, when are you going to go pick them up? If not, if maybe you have dinner plans with friends to meet up so that you can unwind after the event, you have a set itinerary. So anyhow, the presentations, let's get started. Number 1 is titled The Future You, and this one is all about managing your mind so you can be confident in life and business. Number 2, Master Your Calendar. This one is all about your calendar, obviously, but more importantly, it's about how you can find peace in your schedule. Number 3, the well-oiled machine. It's all about systematizing your business so you can lessen the overwhelm. Number 4, the foot traffic formula is about marketing your store so you can get more foot and online traffic. Number 5, measure metrics that matter. This one will get you to understand some of the most important metrics for a brick and mortar store owner so you can learn how to profit more. And last but not least, courageously conquering growth. In this presentation, I will talk about the 9 ways you can get your retail business to grow. So again, if this interests you, you can visit savvyshopkeeper.com/virtual conference. You'll get a lot more information there. There's a whole frequently asked questions section at the bottom. So people will ask about replays and other things and wonder again about video and how's this going to work. You can get all the answers to questions there. So let's talk about ticket options. There are only 2 options to choose from, a 2-day ticket or a 3-day ticket. The 2-day ticket is currently the early bird price. So right now, for a short time, you can get the early bird 2-day ticket for $147. This is the lowest price I will be offering on this 2-day ticket. You'll get the